Hello, I'm Dr. Claudia. I'd like to talk with you today about dementia. Many people experience memory loss and wonder, do I have Alzheimer's? It could be something small, like walking into a room and forgetting why you went into that room in the first place. Or they find themselves having difficulty recalling passwords. Has this ever happened to you? It happens to me plenty. Memory loss can be worrisome. For most people, these instances are small and insignificant blips. For others, the blips may become more frequent, prompting them or their loved ones to worry about dementia. So what is dementia? The National Institute on Aging defines dementia as the loss of cognitive functioning, which means thinking, remembering, reasoning, and behavior changes. What do I mean by behavior changes? Behavioral abilities to such an extent that it interferes with a person's daily life and activities. These functions include memory, language skills, visual perception, problem solving, self-management, and the ability to focus and pay attention. But not all dementias are the same. Today, I'm going to review a few of the different types of dementia. Let's begin with Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is the most common dementia in the US. According to the National Institute on Aging, Alzheimer's is a progressive brain disorder that slowly impacts the brain, causing loss of memory and thinking skills. This eventually leads to the inability to carry out the tasks of daily living. Things such as getting dressed or telling time eventually become impossible. But how does the damage happen to the brain in Alzheimer's disease? In Alzheimer's, there is the abnormal buildup of two proteins, amyloid and tau. Here is an illustration of what happens in the brain. First, the tau protein within the brain cell starts folding incorrectly and forming what are called neurofibrillary tangles. The tangles cause damage to the brain cell. As the brain cell becomes more and more damaged, it releases tau and amyloid into the space between neurons. These proteins clump together into structures called beta amyloid plaques, which further damages the brain. Over time, the damage to neurons causes the brain to shrink, as we see here, and be less able to function correctly. What does this mean for the patient, though? There is memory loss. At first, the patient has short-term memory loss. An example is not recalling what they had for breakfast or that they already went to the supermarket. Over time, this gets worse and long-term memory is affected as well. There is language disturbance, such as word-finding difficulty or forgetting the names of things. There are also symptoms including emotional agitation, confusion, and sleep will become dysregulated. I will go more in depth on Alzheimer's disease in the future episode. Coming up next, vascular dementia. Now, I would like to talk about vascular dementia. Vascular dementia is the progressive loss of memory and other cognitive functions caused by strokes or damage due to chronically insufficient blood flow to the brain. The particular symptoms a person experiences depend on the areas of the brain affected. They may include problems with organization and attention, which means they can get easily confused or distracted. They may have slowed thinking and poor problem solving. They often will develop instability when standing or walking. Let's look at a brain. You'll see that there are white areas here, over here, little hole. These areas are old strokes in different parts of the brain that happen over time. Individually, each stroke may or may not have produced any significant symptoms. Or perhaps there were temporary symptoms. but over time they add up and cause an overall decline. If this picture represented a real person, I would expect them to have some limb weakness and balance issues in addition to slowed thinking. The decline is not linear, meaning it doesn't happen like a ball rolling down a smooth driveway. A better analogy for vascular dementia is a ball rolling down a hillside path with bumps and drop-offs. The person will be coasting along for a while, then develop new symptoms, or old symptoms will worsen, causing a drop-off. Future talks will cover neurovascular topics, so stay tuned for that. Next up is Lewy body dementia. A better analogy is a ball rolling down a hillside path with bumps and drop-offs. The person will be coasting along for a while, then develop new symptoms, or old symptoms will worsen, causing a drop-off. Future talks will cover neurovascular topics more in detail, so stay tuned for that. Next up is Lewy body dementia. We're back. Now I will talk about Lewy body dementia, or LBD. LBD refers to the progressive neurological decline caused by abnormal buildup of a protein called alpha-synuclein. Alpha-synuclein in a healthy brain plays important roles in neurons and in communication between neurons. The abnormal deposits of alpha-synuclein are called Lewy bodies, and they are toxic to the cells of the brain. Lewy bodies disrupt the cell membrane, cause dysfunction of energy production, and trigger inflammation. Here is a picture of a Lewy body inside a neuron. This is the body of a nerve cell, so the membrane will be around here. And this little glob is a Lewy body. This small structure leads to many clinical symptoms in people with Lewy body dementia. Symptoms include decline in memory functions similar to Alzheimer's. Patients will have fluctuations in their emotional state causing agitation and anxiety. They will have difficulty maintaining attention on tasks or in conversations. They may sleep a lot and be lethargic. A particular feature of Lewy body dementia is the presence of well-formed hallucinations. Typically, the hallucinations are of people or animals and can last several minutes. Lewy body dementia involves physical signs that look like Parkinson's disease. For example, they may move slowly and walk with a particular stoop. They also experience such things as fainting and changes in blood pressure. I will talk more in a future video about LBD. So let's say you or a loved one has been exhibiting symptoms that make you worry about dementia. What do you do? The first person you should start with is your primary care physician. Your doctor can do some basic tests to see if there is something medical that is causing your symptoms. For example, certain vitamin deficiencies or hormone imbalances can cause dementia-like symptoms. Your doctor may refer you to a neurologist. A neurologist will do more investigating. She will take a detailed history. She will examine you. The neurologist will probably order special imaging of your brain called an MRI to look for any abnormalities. You may be sent for neuropsychiatric testing. This is a battery of tests that helps determine what specific memory and cognitive domains may be affected. It is important to know that a diagnosis will take time, so be patient. Work with your doctor. All right, guys, I hope this intro to dementia has been helpful. Please tell me more about what you want to learn in the comments section. Remember to follow me on YouTube and Instagram. Look forward to hearing from you.